What's up, everybody? We're out here on the river doing a little fishing today. My buddy Ethan's out there. I'm gonna catch up with him. But today we're really gonna do kind of a first impressions review of my new kayak here. It's an Old Town Topwater 106, so it's 10.5 feet long. And got plenty of room here in the back. 2 rod holders in the back, plus an area to set a milk crate. 2-position seat. Another rod holder here in the front that's useful for unhooking fish, tying new lures on, things like that. Foot pedals, and then in the front component here, or in the front compartment, is where I keep my fish finder battery, my transducer, and then this actually goes all the way to the back for more dry storage. Those of you who are familiar with this kayak might say, hey, it's got a designated transducer mount on the bottom, why aren't you using that? Well, my transducer doesn't fit there, and I just feel more comfortable with it in the kayak. It's gonna stay safe there. But we're gonna get out on the water and do some first impressions here. So the first question people ask, say, hey, that's a 10.5 foot, can you stand in it? And yes, I can. It's a little windy today, so I'm not gonna do a whole lot of standing, but I just wanted to prove that a big old dude like myself can safely stand in a 10.5 foot kayak. This kayak has rail mounts on both sides up front. I prefer not to put anything on this side, just because that's where I'm gonna be skipping, things like that. I cast with my right hand. So I mounted everything over here. Actually worked out pretty nicely. I've got my GoPro mount right in front of my fish finder mount, so I can look in one direction and see both things. So as I mentioned earlier, it's got a rod mount right here, which is actually super convenient for this exact scenario. You put the rod in there, put your lure on, and you don't have to fumble with it. Also nice for unhooking fish. So we're gonna get rigged up. First thing we're gonna do, I've already got an underspin tied on. So we're just gonna use that. Throw a little Kayak on there and try to go to work. No.
I know it so much. I have been having such a hard time editing my videos. It's just hours.
All right, got our first one on. Let's see if we can land it. Oh! All right. You are the wrong species, sir. Flipped up in the tree with the old underspin here and found ourselves a largie.
Hey Tyler, let it be known that your hook set was gorgeous.
Thank you.
Got it. I respected it.
All right, there we go. First fish of the day. Not getting skunked. That's what really matters. Unlike Ethan over here, he hasn't caught anything. We're gonna let this guy go and try to catch some more, preferably a smallmouth next time. So there's this big laydown going out into the water. It's a little deeper here than it was back there. So we're really hopeful this area will be holding a fish. I just had a little bit of a nibble up there, but nothing that committed. So we're gonna keep fishing up here and got one. Not a big one, I don't think. Definitely not by the way I'm just water skiing him in. Another largemouth. I don't know why I used the net. I netted him in the air. Well, we caught another fish. Another largemouth, actually a little bit smaller than the first one, but hey, we're still beating this guy. But we're gonna let him go. Oh. There we go. Feels a little better than what we've been catching. Ah, dang snake. Well, we caught a pike. When you're throwing baits like this, just a matter of time, but hey, it's a fish. Get him unhooked here. All right, so we'll get this guy out of the net. He's a slippery snake, so we're gonna let him go. There we go, just a little guy. Side of the camera pike. Let him go. All right, well that's not what we're after. But, hey, it's a fish. We're getting him to bite. Third fish of the day. Can never complain about that, especially on a day like this. Tough conditions, super windy, but we're getting them. So this here shows the stability of this kayak pretty well. I mean, it's pretty rough. There's current, it's blowing me all over. This kayak's rock steady. I haven't felt even the slightest bit tippy at any point. And I'm going straight across the current, straight across the waves with the wind, if you can even hear me. And it's dead steady, so I'm gonna try to catch up with Ethan over there and see if we can't catch a couple more fish on the other side of the river. If that's what I think it is, you betcha. Wouldn't be a trip without one. All right, we got our rock bass here.
Also, that was the lake place, dude. That looks like
Got one, don't know what it is yet. I also didn't hook it very well. It's, whatever it is fighting hard. Whoa! Another freaking pike! Ah.
I popped out. That's the easy release.
Alright, not mad about that. Not mad about that at all.
Hey, that's nice. Oh, goodness gracious. Party barge.
Alright, it was raining when I got off the water, so I just hurried up and got everything loaded. But overall, I had a really good time out there. Caught some fish, kayak performed really well. The only complaint I had with it is that when we were going with the wind and the kind of the waves were coming up from behind us, it was pretty prone to drifting either left or right. But I think you're really going to have that with many kayaks. Maybe the 12-footer wouldn't do that quite so much, but for me, the 10.5 foot worked just fine. I didn't really talk about it earlier, the reason why I got a 10.5 foot instead of a 12 foot. Most people look at a big guy like me and say, hey, you should get a 12 footer. I know, but I live in an apartment up on the 3rd floor and a 12 footer would not fit up the stairwell. This one barely fits, so happy it does, but I can't go any bigger. So I just wanted to touch on that because I'm sure people were gonna have that question. Overall, really happy with it, and you're gonna see a ton more videos coming up with me fishing out of it, so stay tuned. Anyway, thanks for watching, and remember, till next time, it's fish o'clock somewhere.